Hey, everybody, we are back. This is going to be module 4, how to scale with your virtual assistant, how to scale your business with your virtual assistant. You just got finished watching module 3, so you have completed module 1 through 3. And so that means you know what a virtual assistant is, how to hire a virtual assistant, and then how to onboard and how to train your virtual assistant. So in this module, I'm going to show you and give you an idea how to scale your business with your virtual assistant. All right, so let's go. So when you're going to scale with your virtual assistant, you have to identify what's already working, because you don't want to scale a bad system. So if your system is not already working, you don't need to be worrying about trying to scale. Because scaling with a virtual assistant with the proper workflows and the proper systems and structures already placed will make everything easy. So first, you need to identify, is your system really working? Is your system really scalable? Do you even need to scale this system, or do you need to figure out a system prior so you can do your own little trial and errors with your system to see if it works? So say that your system does work and you're ready to scale. So when you're ready to scale, what does that scaling look like? So like I said, so when you want to focus on your systems and your workflows. So when you go to implement your VA, your virtual assistant, you're only plugging them in to a specific workflow, or having them run the system. So maybe you can run the system all day, 24 hours, all 24 hours day, 24/7, right? Um, or you can have them only doing a specific workflow or specific task that's going to speed up the workflow. So I'll put a virtual assistant for cold calling. So say if cold calling is working, and say you've been doing the cold calling yourself, only getting in, 300 calls a day because you have other things to do, but you plug a virtual assistant in. Now your virtual assistant does those 300 calls for you in 4 hours. Now you're able to go do other revenue generating activity. So that's a piece. So you can scale your business from just you to you and your virtual assistant, right? And you're doing 300 calls when you were just doing it. Now you're doing 300 calls and you get to go do something else. So now we want to scale it a little bit more. All right, now we take that virtual assistant from part-time to full-time, because now you're getting in 600 calls a day if you move them to full-time. Now you bring in another virtual assistant part-time. Theoretically, now you're going to get 900 calls. Then you make them full-time. Now you're going to get 1,200 calls. You scale in slowly. And that was just only using an example just with the cold calling, because with emails, anything that you need to increase your productivity, like, hey, I want to ramp it up some, you're going to use your virtual assistant. And I think once you know your system, then like it goes back to hiring the right virtual assistant. Scaling your social media. Well, you might want a video editor, and because you want to pump out more videos, you want to do more videos. But how are you going to do more videos if you got to get them, if you can't get them get them edited in a decent amount of time? You will go out and hire a VA that's an editor to streamline your video making process, editing process, getting it out to people content. That is scaling. That is part of scaling your business. That is an example of scaling your business, because now you're able to increase the productivity prior to what you were already doing. So now if you have that much content, either you can use that VA or hire another VA. And when scaling, it is not just also hiring a VA, it's using the VA to partner up with automations. So you get your VA partner up with automations. That is a part of helping you scale. That is increasing your productivity to generate more leads, to get more prospecting done. So I like to tell you that you need to know your systems and your workplace, your workflows, so you are able to put your VAs in the right place to be able to scale your business. Then you're able to have analysis on when you did apply the VA in a certain area. Did you get the results that you were looking for? Did you increase? Did their productivity get increased? Did generated leads get increased? So, but you already have to have a system in place that works. So just keep that in mind when you're going to scale. I was a person who tried to scale too fast. I understood the concept of a VA. VA got me one lead. We were able to close. So the concept was okay, if I get more VAs, which I end up getting 7 VAs, and it just didn't pan out. I went and got 7 VAs to work with me to do all cold calling, all full time. And as 1, 2, 3 months go by, and the math was just not mathing, okay, you tried to scale too fast. There was no need for me to have seven VAs calling, email blast, and all that. I didn't even have that many lists. I was draining my money because I just tried to scale too fast. And that's why I always try to start the clients out with part-time, then add another part-time, then add a VA. So now you got that one VA full-time. Now you can add another VA full part-time and have that VA train the part-time VA that you just hired. So scale in slowly. That's my biggest takeaway. Scale slowly. So I just want to give an example. Mike Morrison from Real Newbies. He's one of my greatest clients. I came in as a student for him, and he ended up being also a client. And we ended up doing a partnership with the VAs and his students that come in through his real estate course. And the way he utilizes the VAs, I want to show that. So I think we're going to go to his testimony on how he was able to scale into the VAs. He ended up having 3 VAs. He has 3 VAs, and we'll discuss. I'll show you how we discussed that, how he slowly scaled, even with having the VAs, how he slowly gave them more tasks each time. Each week, he just gave them a different task, adding on to the tasks from the previous week. And that's how he scaled into his 6-figure business. He was already 6 figures. He already had a system. He already had a system, and he just plugged his VAs in, and now he has a well-oiled machine. What he did with his scaling was he scaled within his business with his VAs, but he was able to get his time back. That was his main focus. He wanted his time back. So now he utilizes the 3 VAs, and he's able to remove himself from the business. So now he can just close deals. He doesn't have to worry about the inner workings of the business. He just does revenue generating activity. He goes get the money. Like, he doesn't have to worry about that. So let's shoot over to that testimony, and I'll see y'all over at module 5.
I preach this to this day. I'm a scaling guy, but I'm used to scaling off resources and scaling off money. And my VAs help me scale my business. And then y'all know, well, y'all might not know, but I do the math strategy, right?
Right.
So me talking about sourcing and sourcing out the stuff that I didn't want to do, that closed that circle for me.
Right.
Having the VAs come in, close that whole circle for how I view business personally. Mastery, automation, scaling, and sourcing. Having my VAs close that ring, and that was it.
And that's one of the things I hang my hat on with you. You are able to scale effectively, right? And when I mean by that, 4 hours. Stay diligent with the 4 hours with Bea. You slowly introduced her to tasks each week. Yep. Each week you was putting something new on her. Sometimes it wasn't even each week. It would be 2 weeks before you added something new. And they still don't even have access, and they're probably still not even used to the fullest capabilities because you're doing it right. You're scaling it right. You're not putting too much on your VAs to where they can't be efficient. They can't be effective. Mm-hmm. And so I think that was one of the smartest things when you were scaling. You scaled slowly. Bea, 4 hours. You started John, 4 hours. Okay, as time progressed, you were able to give John full time.
Yep.
And so because he's beating those phones down. So
and he's linked directly to revenue. And not saying Bea isn't, because when we have big months, everybody gets bonuses. Right? That's a fact. When we have a big month, I don't care if it's because of me or because of my local administrative staff. Everybody gets bonuses.